Sub-Zero. Sonya.
Is that what Johnny Z reminds you of? Some Mortal Kombat?
Yeah, when he said it like that.
Johnny Cage. Well, we're live on YouTube now.
Hey, YouTube. Welcome to our pre-show.
I know certain girl who loves pre-cum.
Oh, my God.
Wow, that was a splatter.
That was a splatter.
Hopefully you guessed correctly.
Wait, is it the season finale?
Yeah, tonight's our last episode. Still next year.
Oh, shit. I thought it was
Not tonight.
Yeah,
two more after this.
14th or something?
Yeah, the 14th.
Tonight's not our season finale?
No, the 14th. We got two more. Hold on. I'm going to go silent and talk about food. I know that gives Mike a boner, so.
Ooh.
I'll fix it later.
Cool.
All right, here's the intro. What up? It's your boy, the Horror Jew. I'm Bryan, and right here tonight we are happy. We have our show, THS Lives, here tonight. Please pardon the caption where it says this is the season finale. I'm stupid, so I messed that up. So I do apologize for my inconvenience. But hey, you get 2 more episodes with us, so please be excited for it. We're going to have a great time tonight. Before I do our round of introductions, I just want to mention out there to everyone who is watching this episode right now, actually starting tonight at midnight, December 1st, all the way through December 31st, if you buy any product from Scream Team Releasing, proceeds will go to a charity that goes towards director of Circus of the Dead, Billy Pond's medical expenses, and that's for the entire month of December. So whenever you are buying something from ScreamTeamReleasing.com, proceeds will go towards his medical expenses, and hopefully he'll have a full, fast recovery so he can start making movies again. So this one's out there for you, Billy Pond. So remember, go to ScreamTeamReleasing.com. All right, my name is Bryan Enright. You can follow me here on Facebook at Bryan Enright or at The Horror Jew on Instagram and Twitter. Up next, we have Jared Letourneau. Jared, where can we meet you, my friend, or find you?
You guys can follow me on Facebook at Jared Letourneau or on Twitter at zombie_survivor. And as Bryan aforementioned, it'd mean a lot if anybody buys anything from Scream Team Releasing, because cancer sucks, guys. And Billy Pond can use all the help we can get right now.
All right. Thank you very much, Jared. Up next, we have award-winning director Mike Lombardo. Mike, good evening.
Good evening, everybody. I just have to put on a beanie so I fit in with everybody tonight.
All right.
Sorry. You can find me at www.realsplatter.com.
Pumpkin delivery.
That's real with 2 E's. Splatter.com. Facebook.com/realsplatter. And you can also, oh my God damn it, Ray. You can also meet me in person at the comic book store in Lancaster, Pennsylvania on December 15th and 16th from 12 to 3. I will be signing copies of White Doomsday with Brian Keene. And
cool.
We're all wearing beanies. That's a Horror Syndicate exclusive, I think. I don't think I put that anywhere yet. But anyway, also to third what everyone else has said, Scream Team Releasing is doing a really cool thing by donating all of the profits to Billy Pond. So check that out. I just think it's a really, really cool thing. Anyway, back to you guys.
All right. Thank you, Mike. And last but not least, we have our president and Fuhrer of the Horror Syndicate, Razor. Ray, good evening.
Good evening. So this beanie that I just put on, I will not wear the whole time, but this is the color for brain cancer. I'm Ray, by the way, but I'm gonna say it again, even though everybody else has said it. First of all, I lost my wife to brain cancer last year, and I know how hard medical expenses can be and how fast they can pile up. So you get a good movie, unless you buy, Doomsday, but you'll get a good movie from Scream Team Releasing. No, I'm joking. Doomsday is one of the better ones. But
I know those words were chosen carefully.
You get a good movie, and then the profits that Scream Team's going to make will all go to Billy all through December. So I fucking hate cancer. I lost my best friend to it. My wife, she was a goddess in bed. I loved her so much, and that not just for the in bed thing. I was just trying to play a joke, but no, she was good. Anyway, but Billy, he made a cool movie called Circus of the Dead, and you can pick that up. I think it's circusofthedeadmovie.com if you want to check that out. But definitely screamteamreleasing.com. There's a lot of good movies. I can turn my camera around. All the entire catalog on my wall right there. As you can see, Circus of the Dead is on there. So that's thanks to Fits of Horror. So also, if you go to thehorrorsyndicate.com right now, I put up a post today with the link to every single movie that Scream Team has available. So you can go quickly that way because any of them count. The Dark Military, Lauren Lepree's movie, a friend of the show, Doomsday, The Sleeper, The Barn, 1031, any of those. So check it out. I'm Ray. Back to you, Brian.
All right. So I guess this is the time where we're all going to take our beanies off.
Hats off to you, gentlemen.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Come on, Jared. Take that beat. There we go. All right. So, Mike,
my secret identity, Adolf Hitler.
So director Mike Lombardo here and I had a moment together, not at the same time, but at different venues. We
didn't go at the same time.
Saturday, I went to one show, and then it was Wednesday. You went to the other, right? You went Wednesday night.
Tuesday.
Okay. So Mike and I got to see Claudio Simonetti's Goblin play a Suspiria show, or some more than the other. But we're gonna compare experiences for you right now. If you have Claudio Simonetti on the map, make sure you check all your information correctly. And Mike, how was your experience seeing Claudio Simonetti's Goblin?
I don't know if I really even want to talk about it. It was so mind-blowingly fucking awesome. So we got to see Claudio Simonetti's Goblin perform the Suspiria soundtrack live, in addition to another set afterwards at the Chameleon Club in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, which when I was a kid, I never would have thought the guy that did like the Dawn of the Dead music and all the Argento things would ever be in fucking Lancaster County. But he was. And it was fucking fantastic. I went with Lex Quinn and my buddy John DiSegoli and Alex Bowden. And we met up with a couple other folks there. But it was a great fucking show. Seeing them play the Suspiria score was really, really cool. And I found out that in the score when they go, that weird voice in the thing, that's fucking Claudio doing that. He was up at the microphone and it looked like he was licking it. I'm like, what the fuck's he doing? And I'm like, holy shit, I always thought that was a synth sound. I had no idea that was a person doing that. Especially not like a 78-year-old man wearing bright red sneakers doing that. And every time they would play a segment of the score and it was over, he'd do this to the crowd, like really excitedly, like a kid. Everyone would cheer. It was really cute.
Like, we're done. You can clap.
Yeah, it was just like, he's like, yeah, because we would start clapping and he'd be like, yeah. He was so excited. So that was really cool. I mean, I'll be honest, I'm not really a big fan of Suspiria. It's a beautiful looking movie and I love the score, but the actual movie itself doesn't really do much for me. So the real highlight for me was when Claudio said they were going to be playing some more music afterwards, which I did not know about when I got my ticket. So they started off with the fucking theme from Demons, which is super badass, and then they had clips of the movie playing in the background. And then they played a couple original songs. Then they played fucking Profundo Rosso or Deep Red and Tenebra. And then they played, he said, I'm going to dedicate the next 3 songs to a very special man who made one of the greatest zombie films of all time. And they started playing Dawn of the Dead, and I cried. I had tears in my eyes. And Lex Quinn can attest to this. I bit my knuckle like this because I was about to start screaming out loud. And I didn't want to make an ass of myself. And I was trying to film it with my phone, and I was like losing my fucking shit because they played the main theme from Dawn of the Dead, and then they played I don't know the track names. I don't have the soundtrack, so I'm not even going to try. But I posted some videos on my Facebook, so you guys can check that out if you want. But he played that. They played Mother of Tears. They played which is a garbage, but great soundtrack. And then they played some original stuff, but it was really, really cool. They're very lively on stage. We had good seats. Well, we didn't have seats. We were standing, but we were close to the stage. And then afterwards, where we were was right behind, like the merch table was only like 10 feet behind us. So when they finished, we just walked right to the merch table, and then they all came out and they just like hung out. And everyone got pictures with him. He signed all my stuff. I got Opera, Demons, and Dawn of the Dead signed by him. And then Lex Quinn was next to me. She was taking my picture, and they saw her purse, which is actually right here, a meat cleaver. So they started freaking out, and he was going like, oh, and like hitting people on the neck with it, like the other band members. And they started taking pictures with his phone, like of just his hand and the cleaver. So it was like an Argento shot. And I said, oh man, you got to get a pair of black leather gloves. And he started laughing, and then they all were like taking pictures. And I'm like, Lex, you should just get them to sign this. And he's like, you want it signed? So they signed her purse, which is super fucking cool. I don't know if you can see that. It was just, she was super friendly, and it was awesome. And then I left and went to the diner, and I had a great fucking experience, and I would highly recommend it to anybody. So I'm guessing Bryan had the opposite experience.
All right.
I need to put my beanie on for this.
All right. So
you may need to cover your ears. I don't
know. All right, Facebook land. I have a lot of friends here on the East Coast, and I'm going to tell you something. The Murmur Theater in Brooklyn, New York. Do not, I repeat, do not go see a show at the Murmur Theater in Brooklyn, New York. Okay? Because to start this off, they had issues with noise ordinances for concerts that they were hosting. Now, I don't know if you guys know anything about when you promote shows, when you promote bands or live shows at a concert, there's going to be fucking noise. Okay? It's not going to be everyone. Not everyone's going to. It's not going to be a silent dance party where everyone has headphones on and listens to like a live DJ. No, there's going to be fucking noise. Okay? Now that we got that out of the way. So the tickets went on sale back in November. Not November, excuse me. They went on sale Friday the 13th in, I believe it was July. And they announced that all these different tours, except they had one East Coast tour that was at the Murmur Theater in New York. And the description was, Claudio Simonetti's Goblin plays Suspiria, and more. And then they had a listed description that they were playing live. They were playing live with the movie Suspiria, a 90-minute long movie they're playing live with. And then they also mentioned that they're going to be playing additional songs after, which is something that I really look forward to because, hey, if I wanted to watch Suspiria, I would just stay home because Suspiria is a good movie. It's not the best fucking movie made, but like Mike Lombardo said, it's a very pretty movie, and it's definitely a staple in the horror industry. But let's go back to the Murmur Theater. So we bought the tickets 4 months in advance. So we get to the day, and we drive to New York. We hang out with my brothers, and they cook dinner for us, and then we take a Juno, because that's what it's called in New York City. You can take Uber, Lyft, or Juno. We took a Juno. I got a 30% off discount. It was really nice paying $13 just to go from one part of Brooklyn to the other and make it there on time.
Well, so we had for dinner.
What's that?
What did you have for dinner? What did they cook?
We had vegan meatballs. It was delicious. So we go to the concert. And we show up, and we're like the first people there. It says on the tickets, they made a Facebook announcement, please be there at 6:30 because the show will promptly start at 8 o'clock. So we get there. and it wasn't a very long line. We had our beers. We were allowed to bring beers in because they had little coffee cup lids that you could put on top of the plastic mugs and bring into the theater. So we went upstairs, and I guess the Murmur Theater is a synagogue that shares next door to a church. So all the bathrooms upstairs were co-op. And what happened was it led to, like before, this is New York City, where, gender sharing bathrooms is a norm, especially going to see a live show in New York City, especially in a small venue. So that's fine, whatever. And it was delegated professionally, which, I had no problem with. So we go down, we all sit down, we get our seats, we sit at the show. And there's a picture of it. I will actually pull it up right for you of the actually you guys can see it. You guys can't see it, but Facebook land can. This little screen right here, they had a couple park chairs. The keyboards on the left, it looked like a couple of them weren't plugged in, and whatever. So the show starts, Claudio comes out with Goblin, and they begin to play with Suspiria. And I noticed something from all the other shows. The guitar player had electric guitar, and they had a full drum set and everything, but they had an electronic drum set. And when they played their show with the movie, they played so low that the movie score was blaring over it. And I've been in marching band for years, and I know the fucking difference between a live performance and audio coming from a movie. The movie performance is very monotone, and when you hear a live performance, you hear that shit, and we just heard a monotone sound. So they played their movie, we go through the whole thing, and you can barely hear the band except for a couple of silent parts where they decided to chime in and everything. And Claudia did the same thing, like thumbs up. But during the performance, they all looked fucking bored. Like, I was like, what the hell are we watching? But whatever, they have a second act continuing. So the movie finishes up, and they stand up and they take bows and they walk off the stage, and the roadies come out and they start dismantling all the sound equipment. And people were like sitting down, like, the hell is going on? And we're sitting there for a while looking at each other, and we're like, what's going on? So people just started leaving, and the ushers were directing us to leave. Like, come on, let's go. And like we were, it's 9:30 on a Saturday night. Like, the show started at 8. What the fuck is going on? So they start ushering us out, and then Claudio and the band came up and they sat at the table, and they were their ushers were delegating us to wrap around the room to get autographs with Claudio, but they rushed everyone to get out, and they it was not even like 10:20. The doors were fucking locked. They closed the doors and locked the doors. And I was like, what the fuck happened? So I looked up on my tickets. Motherfucking Murmur Theater, if you're watching right now, fuck you. Because I looked at my tickets, and you posted an update 7 days before the show, updating it to a 90-minute performance of the movie Suspiria. And you said the show was only going to last until 9:30 p.m. You deleted everything that all the other venues had, that second part of the show. And you charged the same amount of money that every other venue charged their patrons to go see the show. You kept that money. You could at least reduce the charge, but you know what? It's way too fucking late. You ruined the experience. It's $37 or getting a half refund. It doesn't matter. It's Claudio Simonetti Goblin. When tickets are advertised, you buy those tickets because the show will sell out almost immediately. It doesn't matter where you are seeing this in the world. Claudio Simonetti's Goblin will fucking sell out. And the Murmur Theater, you should be ashamed of yourself, because I left 3 comments on your Facebook page, on your media pages, and you deleted all of them. And you even blocked me from the visitor comments that I can no longer see. And when I went there, before you blocked me, other people were complaining about different shows that you hosted. Now, let's get this straight. You had a show back in April for some band, and people were on there, and they were complaining about how you cut the show short because of a noise ordinance. All right? That was in April. Why the fuck would you sell tickets in July for a rock show? if you know you're going to have a noise ordinance? Makes no sense. So not only did you ruin an experience, a very memorable experience that everyone else got to have except the people that went to that venue, but you also lied to your patrons, and you're going to continue to cover yourself up. Murmur Theater, you should be ashamed of yourself. Go fuck yourself. I hope no one goes to your venue. I hope they close that shit down. And fuck the neighbors for the noise ordinance too, because I know they have a big part of it. But I would love to see Claudio Simonetti's Goblin in a different light. It sucks seeing all of the live shows that they have performed on YouTube. But for right now, that's where I'm going to have to live and deal with. And until then, I had a very sour experience with the Murmur Theater. Not Claudio Simonetti. Claudio Simonetti is a class act guy, and the band are terrific performers. But when you have a band on stage, a professional band on stage, looking like they're in a middle school concert band playing live on stage, then you got yourselves a fucking problem. You're hiding something. So fuck you. That's what I got to say about that.
You need a hug, Brian.
I need a fucking drink. That's what I need. So, Murmur Theater, go fuck yourselves. You're tagged in this video. All right. So, pretty cool experiences. Yeah.
Opposite sides of the spectrum.
I'm glad you had a great time, Mike.
Yeah, so this is just what I got out of that whole thing, Brian, is that when I posted on your page and said, hey, you should come down to this in Lancaster, and you said no, you should have come down to Lancaster.
I was kicking myself in the ass for that because you did say that, and I was like, no, I'm going to go to New York. I already got my tickets. It's going to be a great show, and we're going to talk all about it. And I was like, you know what, Lancaster would have been a shorter drive, and I probably would have had a better experience with that. So you're right. Next time you do something and we plan on doing it together, we should do it together. So, but yeah, I checked out the White Doomsday movie that you've released, and it looks like a lot of other people were able to get their stockings, their special edition stockings that just recently came out. I've been seeing all over. Michelle Antuano posted up her video. She's the director of Live Scream, a very, very cool virtual, kind of like a virtual reality movie a little bit. Not virtual reality to the extent that you're wearing a VR mask or anything like that, but it's definitely in vein of like going on and playing a live stream video games. Very scary. She did a pretty cool video unveiling her stocking pack.
Yeah, that was really awesome of her. And she got one of the green stockings, which was very exciting. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, our very own Jared Letourneau also was the recipient of a green stocking. Is that correct, Jared?
Yeah, I did. The stocking's in the other room, but I did get one. The Blu-ray copy and the chapbook.
Why don't you show that original artwork off, Jared? Which one did you get?
I got a October calendar.
Very nice.
Piece.
That is a screen used prop. So for those that didn't know, we put out of the 40 stockings, we did 4 green ones that had a special piece of artwork from the bomb shelter in it, like we actually used in the movie, and they were randomly put into the orders. So that's really cool because I had no idea who got them. So I was not the one who shipped them out. So that's pretty wild. But yeah, people are getting their stockings, and they get the chapbook with the original short story and the signed Blu-ray and some other goodies. And it's really cool. Justin Seaman from Scream Team Releasing actually, him and his wife wrapped every Blu-ray in wrapping paper and with a bow. And which I wanted to do, and I'm like, I'm not going to ask him to do that. That's fucking ridiculous. And then he just did it without me saying anything, which is further proof that he's the coolest dude ever. So that was pretty wild. But those stockings also sold out in under 24 hours. So sorry anyone out there who's watching this that did not get one. Yeah. So that's
yeah, no, I was very jealous. I wish I would have jumped on the stocking bit. But I'm glad for those who did get the stocking and the cool little inserts in that, and even a candy cane. Holy shit, I saw that. That's exciting.
that was another little touch that I had dropped in there, for to give people something to suck on while they
Well, bravo to you, sir. I'm very, very pleased that you were able to do that. Yeah, so we have a pretty cool show tonight. We already talked about Goblin experiences, and now we're going to talk about upcoming movies. And if you guys are a huge Lucio Fulci fan, Zombie is now out on 4K release. Ray, you want to talk about it?
You put me right on the spot.
You're on the hot seat now, Merrick.
I just downloaded. That's why I was mute, because I was downloading the CD that comes with it onto my laptop, so I can put it on my
You have to
phone.
download the soundtrack?
What?
You have to download the soundtrack?
No, it's on a CD, but I wanted to download it to my computer.
I'm sorry. I thought they gave you like a download code. I'm like, fuck that.
Oh man, it's a CD. See?
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, and I was listening to a little bit of it while you guys were talking about I already heard the story from Bryan. But yeah, it's actually pretty sweet. Is there 3 or 4 covers?
There's 3.
I can't remember. This is the one I got, which
that is so cool.
Pretty awesome. Yeah, I believe.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It looks like it's just you and me, Mike.
I'm here.
Oh, okay, we got... It looks like Ray's computer has frozen. Ray, so I do apologize if you were still talking. We cannot hear you. But these are one of the things that happen when we're live.
What if he's actually trapped like that in real life and he can hear everything, but he just can't move? That would be terrifying.
Someone shared on, I think Bloody Disgusting shared a top 5 Lucio Fulci movies to watch, and Cat in the Brain was like a high number to watch, and
really?
it looks like they missed out on a lot. Yeah, from what I understand, that people were pretty pissed off that they did not mention the New York Ripper or what's that one? A Woman in Lizard Skin.
Yeah.
And
Cat in the Brain is a garbage movie. It's a clip show.
Yeah.
It reuses half of his movies.
Yeah.
But I was bummed because they didn't even do an honorable mention for Conquest.
Oh, God.
Fucking laser arrows. I know Jared's seen that movie.
I definitely have.
Conquest is a Lucio Fulci movie that strafes away from the horror and goes into like it's a Conan the Barbarian knockoff.
Yeah,
you know?
It's like the sword and sorcery type era when those films were popular in the early 80s.
He did some westerns too.
Yes, he did. Massacre Time and 4 of the Apocalypse. When he used the poor man's Clint Eastwood.
Clint Howard?
Franco Nero.
Clint Howard. Oh my God! Did you just say Clint Howard? Huh?
Clint Eastwood.
Oh.
Hey, sorry about that.
I thought Mike said Clint Howard.
Just randomly goes out. No, it's not rebooting problem. I think my laptop lost connection because my son was still playing online in his game. So, yeah. Sorry about that.
I think the internet was overloaded at the freshness of that fucking eyeball cover.
Yeah. But do you want me to finish what I was talking about?
Yeah.
So what was I saying? The reversible. Anyway, it looks better. There's some special features. Let me lower that a little bit. There's a little book inside. It's got, Mike, you'll like all this. It's got a bunch of interesting things about the movie, posters, screenshots, stuff like that. And I mean, this was one of my favorite things. Aben Press had a little. If anybody's not familiar with them, they are doing the Gates of Hell movies. in comic book form.
Look at that. That's
And
sexy.
they did Zombie, and they're continuing the zombie story with a Zombie 2. There's like zombie zoo animals in it.
Okay, so it's Zombie 2 too.
Well, it's not. No, they don't have a number on it. But it's continuing the story with what's his name, Dr. Menard and stuff like that. Not Dr. Menard, but the fucking journalist guy. Don't make it too British though. But anyway, it's a pretty cool release. When I saw it, it was like $30 or something like that, or 30. I think it came up. It was 31 is what I paid for it.
Oh wow, you got it cheaper than I did. Well,
Yeah,
my mom
Amazon
bought
had
it for Christmas, so I technically didn't pay for it at all. But
exactly. So you're getting lucky, but I don't know. I think it's better than this release, especially as far as that goes. But as far as the quality goes, it does look better. It's a 4K scan. One thing I noticed immediately was it's a little thing, so it's not that big of a deal. But whenever the credits popped up at the very beginning, they used to be kind of bouncy. They're clear as fuck now, and they don't like shake or bounce a little bit.
they probably stabilized it when they regraded it.
Yeah. So I think if you love the movie or if you're a Fulci fan, it's a must. Jared, it's a must. And it's got the soundtrack, which I didn't have previously, so I'm pretty excited about that.
It's such a great story. I listen to the theme all the time when I'm writing and sculpting.
Yeah, and I've been doing that with the theme from the Beyond when I'm writing my story 7 Gates here. Plus, it's big. Look at that.
Is that a hardcover or is that just a slipcase?
It's a slipcase, but it's not like the Candyman we were promised.
Oh yeah, the Candyman. Let's talk about Candyman. Their fucking pictures on Scream Factory was it was a side loading slipcase, a la the Creepshow release they did, which is like a hard, heavy duty cardboard case, which is really great.
Yeah.
These are expensive Blu-rays. They're getting progressively more expensive.
This is
$35. Yeah,
this is what Mike's talking about. This is Creepshow. See how it goes inside? Look how thick that is. Okay, that was Creepshow. And then they were advertising Candyman like this. This is Candyman's, just a regular slipcase. Mike sent me pictures of this, and I was not happy.
Yeah, well, I wasn't fucking happy either. Look at this bullshit. So it's good for you boys. Mine is fucking bent to shit. The sides are bent. The top is bent, like right there.
Mike, mine's not in that great a shape either.
And I've been reading everyone's slipcases are coming fucking bent up and shit. And then they stopped all their early shipping stuff has not been happening either. Everything's been late. So Scream Factory is really dropping the ball. Not a fan.
But this Creepshow release is good.
Yeah, the Creepshow release is cool as fuck.
Yeah.
But the extras on the Candyman disc are amazing. Like, they've got there's like 4 fucking commentaries on this damn thing. And then there's an unrated version, which I haven't watched yet, but I didn't even know there was an unrated version available.
I didn't either.
And that's really exciting. There's some great behind-the-scenes documentaries. There's some good interviews and everything. So it's a really solid release. But I'm really pissed that they didn't give it the fucking slipcase that we were promised. I mean, for $35, I want something more than a little fucking piece of cardboard that's bent up. Like, that's not cool.
No, something's going on that we talked about during our Arrow versus Scream Factory discussion. I gotta say, Blue Underground is not as big of a name, but man, they really blow me away with some of their releases because they were just Maniac like that also.
Yeah, Maniac 3 disc I'm going to be getting for Christmas too. Yeah. That looks gorgeous as well.
I'll be getting that as well. Yeah, but they really put together. They really put a lot of care. Where Scream Factory, it feels like they used to. Now they're like cherry picking. Let's do Creepshow. Candyman's not important. Even though Candyman.
What's weird, Candyman has more extras than Creepshow does. Candyman is a better package than Creepshow is.
Yeah, and it makes me wish that I was region free because it looks like the Arrow collection's way better for Candyman than what we got from Scream Factory. So I may end up getting that just anyway. But I'm terribly disappointed with not terribly disappointed. I'm disappointed with the packaging. Like I do like the, of course they got the original poster art.
Yep.
I love that, but
I really like the new art they did for this. I'm not a huge fan of a lot of the Scream Factory stuff they've been doing lately, but this Candyman cover is really nice. I'm not sure who did it, actually. I don't even know.
I would say Joel Robinson.
You think this is Joel? It doesn't look as colorful and stuff as his stuff usually is.
Yeah, I know, but he does. I don't want to get into what he does, but
oh yeah, it was Joel Robinson. Okay.
Based on what somebody else told me about the way he does his work, it looks like something he'd do. So
there's another
knock
that they did. There's like if you bought it off the website, you get like an extra slipcase. Which I don't see the point in having 2 slipcases unless one of them comes horribly damaged. Like the last 3 Scream Factory things I've gotten have been.
If I could advocate that for a second, the only way 2 slipcases work, I got
2 copies of the movie.
I got 2 copies of The Thing. I had the original one and the Scream Factory, so the slipcase went right on it.
Oh, wait, they gave 2 slipcases for that?
Yeah, there was 2 slipcases with The Thing, and I had the original Blu-ray.
Return of the Living Dead, they did the same thing.
This original one that came out like 10 years ago or whatever.
Well, you know what? No, that would actually be really great, Jared, because they put out 2 slipcases because they're going to fuck us with a steel book like 3 months later, like they did with The Thing, and they're probably going to do it with Candyman. So that one, buy it again to get the fucking new features that they added to it. You can use the slipcase for that.
Or you can be like me and wait for the steelbook instead of buying it right away and scurrying through the internet and paying scalpers a shitload money.
Or you can be like me and say, "Fuck you, Scream Factory." No, I'm not done with you. We're breaking up.
Did you guys hear?
Honestly, I'm getting damn close. Like, they're starting to piss me off enough that I'm gonna consider not buying from them anymore.
Well, they're expensive. I think they're a little bit overpriced now. Not a little bit, a lot overpriced. If you buy them from the website, and then the whole thing with Amazon, where I was pre-order, I'm not gonna lie, pre-ordered them from Amazon because they were, $20 or $23. Yeah, now they sit on Amazon for $35, and they may go down at some point. Like the Critters box set, for instance. And Brian's always talking about flash sales that he finds, which is always a good heads up.
Oh, Criterion Collection's having a flash sale on BarnesandNoble.com right now. It ends at 12
Stop
midnight.
trying to make me spend money. Anyway,
sorry, I forgot to mention that.
I would pay the $22 and wait. If you buy on their site, you get it like 2 weeks early or something like. I don't give a shit about that. So I would just get it on Amazon. Critters, the box set, is $70. Is the retail for it. The other day, it said I go to my cart every day and look. It said $45, which is about what it should be. And then I go to buy it. It changed prices right as I fucking changed over.
I've got this weird app called Honey that just it installed on my browser when I updated Firefox.
Honey?
And it keeps showing the price changes. And it showed it was $44, and I was so pissed. I'm like, I would have actually bought it for that much.
Yeah, me too.
Because I'm not paying $70. I mean, I like Critters 1. I love Critters 2. The other 2, I wouldn't mind owning them again for the behind the scenes, but I'm not paying $70 fucking for that. That's insane.
The set looks really nice, but
I would pay $70 for Critters in space.
Well, now's your chance. Go to Amazon.com and buy it.
You guys hear about how Jordan Peele has announced that he will be producing the direct sequel to Candyman?
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about more Candyman. I feel like the 2 sequels they already did were kind of well, the second one was okay. The third one was fucking garbage.
I thought the second one was really good.
It's okay. It just doesn't have the same charm the first one does. It just felt unnecessary.
Well, did you hear what Bernard Rose wanted to do?
When he wanted to continue it with Helen?
Yeah, his idea.
Yeah, but he only did that apparently because he was contractually obligated to write a script for the second one if they wanted it. But I just feel like Candyman for me works so beautifully because it's got a lot of social commentary, but it's not heavy-handed about it. It feels very organic to the story. And I don't know that doing a movie about like urban blight and racial tension today would have the subtlety. I think it's going to be pretty fucking in your face, and I don't know how that's going to work. I also don't really think, I don't know if they're going to put Tony Todd in there or not, but I don't think you can replace Tony Todd as Candyman. I mean, his performance is just so fucking good. And I'm also dreading the fucking CGI bees and coming out of his chest already. I know it. It's going to be terrible.
Jordan Peele producing does absolutely nothing for me. Because
I didn't see Get Out. I've seen some of the comedy show that they have.
Well, it's not that his name attached to it, because honestly, I think if he was directing it, he would take good care of it. But producing means
he was directing it.
He's producing. That means nothing to me.
Directing.
You know why? Because I know some producers that don't do a goddamn thing. So. They take all the credit but don't do anything. So anyway,
Jared.
Well, seriously, what does a producer do on set? For instance, on Doomsday, one of your producers. Who was one of your producers?
I was a producer. Brian Keane was our producer. Then there was Dylan Stern-Kearney and Eric Mearns were all producers.
What do they do for the movie?
Everything.
Well, how much input did it go into the story and the direction of the film?
I mean, me and Eric especially, we talked a lot about stuff. I mean, I didn't use everything that he suggested, but I mean, he was pretty intimately involved with a lot of the movie. I mean, a producer, you kind of guiding the movie along, facilitating things, with gear and crew and cast and everything. Like, a producer is extremely important.
Yeah, I wonder how important it's going to be if Jordan Peele's name is just going to be on it because of Get Out. That's what I think it's going to be.
Unless you're like an executive producer, it's basically you're just Mr. Moneybags, and you're just handing out money. Yeah, producers. What a producer should do, because like Ray, you were saying that there's some producers who just like to attach your name to things. What a producer does or should do is gather all the production coordinators who take care of the PAs, who take care of everything that are on the set, making sure that everything is going according to schedule. They're usually the ones that are in charge of the money, wardrobe costs, making sure that shit gets delivered on time, and also keeping the clients happy, making sure that the clients are comfortable in the environment, that if something happens, you want to make sure that the clients are well taken care of first, because those are overall funding the project and whatever. And of course, with independent films, producers are pretty much running around with their heads cut off trying to please everyone, and and they do all the communication between locations and such. But then you have the producers who just like, hey, can you attach my name to this project, and I'll share it to my friends. But
I'm thinking Hollywood producers probably don't do as much.
Hollywood producers do a shitload. Like,
I don't know, because the things I've heard about certain projects that Hollywood producers don't do much.
It really just comes to the finances. It comes to, we need money for this. I'm going to give you money for this. What are you going to do for me? Plus, whatever interest we get back. Basic producer stuff.
A producer, like someone like Jordan Peele being attached, will allow them access to a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, if you got a good producer, and connections, they kind of make things happen and kind of gear up the, crew up everything, But a little side note, Keith Saunders just said in the chat room that he got Maximum Overdrive on Blu-ray for $10 at Walmart. I paid $25 for that. That's a hell of a deal.
The Best Ron collection?
Yep.
Wow.
That's a fucking steal. Good on you, man. I got the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4K Blu-ray that way. They had it priced for $5, so I went and I brought it up to the register, and the guy rung it up. It was like $27, and I'm like, it's $5. And he laughed at me. He's like, "Oh yeah, $25 or $5, huh? Right, buddy." And I pointed. He went over to it and he kicked the rack, and he said, "Son of a bitch," because they put the DVD label out or something. They printed it up wrong. So he grabbed all of them off the shelf, but they sold it to me for $5.
Nice.
I should have bought all of them and sold them on eBay for $6 a piece.
Hey, now I got the Chucky collection on Blu-ray for $15 because they put the wrong price on it. But I still have not yet watched Seed of Chucky. I'll get around to it one day.
It's a great movie. Joshua Spicoli Martins wants me to show everyone my nipples. I already showed you my ass crack, so I'm not going to show any nipples. But if you want to see nipples and ass crack, watch the behind the scenes documentary on White Doomsday Blu-ray. You'll see a lot of partial Mike Lombardo nudity.
I can attest to that. I've seen it. I watched the full documentary.
I know. I got to get around to it.
And pretty much everything on that disc.
What did you think, Ray? What do you think of the extras? Unbiased opinion.
I can see, well, you know me, Mike. I'm a fan of extras. I really liked, it was like an hour and 20 minutes, I think. What is it called? The End of the World from the Cheap Seats or some shit?
Armageddon for the Cheap Seats.
Armageddon, that's it. It was great because I one of the things that if you're a filmmaker or you want to be a filmmaker, get Doomsday because Mike does a lot of tutorial stuff on there. He builds the door, the fallout shelter door, and shows how he did. I should have known because people come by the styrofoam shit all the time at Home Depot to build stuff with, like coffins or not coffins, but headstones during Halloween. And but yeah, it's actually longer than the movie.
It is.
Yeah, I've only listened to one of the commentaries, but yeah, there's tutorials on here and cheap ways to do things. If you're an independent filmmaker, get this. If you don't like the movie, just watch the special features because Mike does a lot. There's a time lapse video of him doing the makeup, the head casting for the Santa, which is really cool. It's really cool seeing Mike interact also with cast and crew. And there's one part which I told Mike was probably my favorite part, where the lead, Hope, by the way, that's the smartest casting ever. In such a grim movie, you cast a woman named Hope as the lead. That is perfection. But anyway, where she can't see out of the mask or something like that, so she licks it, and you can see her tongue licking the lens of the mask. I love that. But yeah, this is the only one of all of Scream Team's releases have great docs. Or not great docs, but great releases with a lot of good material. The Sleeper showed day-to-day shooting, which is really cool. But this has got a lot of good stuff. Mike and his tutorials, it's going to help me, I think, whenever it comes down to me making a movie one of these days. But I liked it, Mike. I think you did a great job, especially knowing who you are. That's why I was excited to get the movie. Not for the movie because I've seen it like 4 or 5 times as it is, but like being able to see all the shit you did and went through. Yeah. I don't remember who it was. It was your cousin or your aunt or something like that making the Christmas sweaters. Like, holy shit. Those looked fucking legit, like they were real. I thought they were store-bought, but no. You were taking tree skirts, cutting them out, and that was awesome. And then there's the part where your mom is setting up the photo studio or whatever, and she's like, "You gonna keep this Hellraiser poster up?" It was good. I really liked it. It's that Armageddon from the Cheap Seats it's a great doc. So anybody who gets the I'm Dreaming of White Doomsday has got to watch that after the movie. Of course,
watch the movie first.
We also showed the labels. There's so much good stuff on there. Name drop a couple of people that other people could actually use if they wanted to. I'm sure, but showed how we put all the canned goods and bottled stuff, all custom labels. Some of it had were like hints towards other real splatter movies, and then I think you also showed how you made the cookie topping. Yeah. That's all I'm going to say about it.
Yeah, we talk about that. Talk about a bunch of stuff, and it's like
don't ruin all the secrets for me, Ray. Come on.
It's good. It's just watch it. It's really good. I'm really, you know what? I've said it. I'm proud of Mike for making such a great movie, but this is how a Blu-ray should be released in any form, not just independent movies or special editions. It's a good release. It's worth the $20-25, whatever it is.
So Jared's got the chat book of the store sitting there. And the sign. Then that's a really. I haven't seen the whole. Holy shit! I haven't seen them in person all signed like that because they got shipped around everywhere. That's gorgeous.
Yeah, there's a bunch of signatures on here. If you guys can see all that, that was part of the stocking giveaway.
Yeah, I'm kicking myself for not getting a stocking now. So after driving a sandwich.
And I also got a personalized letter from Mr. Lamborghini himself.
And that's cool and all, but he sends me those all the time.
Yeah, they're usually made out of cutout magazine letters, but
yeah, wet dream letters.
But after seeing Michelle's unboxing, I got to actually watch it while she was doing it.
Oh, cool!
It really made me like, God damn, I should have gotten one of those stockings. I mean, the chances of me getting a green one were probably high because it seemed like they went to people we all know. So
I had nothing to do with that. I didn't like all that stuff got sent to Justin like a month ago. So as far as I know, it just got put into random boxes and then just it just went out. So I don't know. I cannot claim any responsibility for that, but I'm really happy that the two people. Because the third one went to some complete stranger I'd have never known. But Justin sent me a screenshot off of Instagram that Scream Team got tagged in, where he wrote a big post out how excited he was to get it, and I have no idea who the fourth one went to. I don't know if it's even been unveiled yet. It's like the golden ticket from Willy Wonka.
But how cool is that?
Got the somebody put it on Instagram? Stocking. Who's got the green cool. Stocking?
So, I don't know. I've been getting such great feedback from people about everything. They're very excited. I feel bad because the stockings got delayed because when we were shipping around the Blu-ray sleeves and the VHS sleeves to get signed. The fucking post office is terrible and everything got delayed because of the weather and Christmas. So it took like an extra week for people to get them. But everyone seems really excited that they, to have them. And I hope it was worth the wait. I'm waiting for to read the short story and then watch the movie and then tell me what they think about the differences and stuff. That's really exciting to me.
Hey, you know what you should do? You should write a Blu-ray review of this.
I wish people would write Blu-ray reviews. Because it's at this point, I've been to so many festivals with it that I already know what people think of the movie for the most part. Like, I'm happy with the feedback we've gotten, good and bad. So right now, I'm more excited to hear what people think of the Blu-ray packaging and stuff. Like,
have you heard any? I mean, has your Internet Movie Database score gone up or down at all since?
It went down because one person that downvoted it had a pretty heavy rated score. It went down by like 0.1, and then it went back up from a few other votes. But so far, there really haven't been many posted reviews on Amazon or IMDb, which is kind of a bummer. So anyone out there, if you have the movie, please write a review on Amazon.com if you bought it off of there, or on IMDb, and write an honest review. If you don't like the movie, I'm totally okay with that. Give us reasons. Give it an honest rating. That's all I ask. So that's a Christmas present you all can give to me. If you enjoy the movie, but
I wish Kobe had a review.
What's that?
I wish Kobe had a review site. I'm kidding. No, you. Okay, never mind.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Isn't Kobe the illegal streaming service?
I don't know. Is it? I know torrent sites. I don't know what Kobe. I'm sure Doomsday's already on there. It's probably already on fucking Pirate Bay. I haven't.
Probably where the fourth mystery stocking went.
Yeah,
they probably got it. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna upload this.
People with 3D printing their own green stocking and someone bootlegged somehow.
Download the green stocking on the torrent.
But no, I'm just excited what people think. We put a lot of time into the design of the Blu-ray, like the discs of the cookies and everything, and I wanted to make the Blu-ray like very filmmaker centric because I figure like indie film fans are the people that are probably making the movies. And the only way we're all going to keep going is if we share our secrets and support each other. So that's what I hope to have accomplished with all those extras and whatnot. And if you're too cheap to buy the Blu-ray, you should go on the Horror Syndicate Facebook page, share the giveaway video, and comment with your favorite Christmas horror movie.
Like Jaws 4.
You can win a stocking, a Horror Syndicate stocking, which are just as cool, if not cooler, than the regular stockings.
Yeah, let me get them.
and you can get some other goodies. So you should go do that as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I ordered some new stickers with the pumpkin logo, but I've got 5 stockings here,
Ooh.
all hand painted by me. There's another one.
And they're all different looking.
Yep, they're all a little bit different.
What happened to the gas mask one?
Oh, buddy. That's for a special young man on Christmas Day.
You cheating son of a bitch!
Well, hold on. Let me. I got a bunch. So there's going to be 8 total, or no, 9 total. Horror Syndicate stockings. 9 total. Okay, pretty limited. So yeah, well, I got you one. So this one's Mike's. This is going to Mike's house. It's got a little Dr. Chud.
That's awesome.
This one is for Jared. I haven't made Brian's yet because I'm going to put a menorah on it.
Yay!
This one's for Justin for being such a pal and letting us do this.
Oh, look at that.
Badass.
Yeah, Mike, yours is going to come with a copy of The Fly on Blu-ray.
Nice.
Tasty.
I love Vincent Price.
Not that one, but yeah, I have an extra copy.
Help me!
But also, Mike was gracious enough to send these along for anybody who wins. 5 people will get
oh yeah, the autographed postcard.
Yep, all signed by Mr. Lamborghini.
All signed by my assistant, Lex Quinn.
Lex Quinn, the model. But yeah, I've got all 5 copies here, ready to go. We've got about 10 days left. We're drawing on the 10th. I should know.
Yeah, I think it was December 10th.
How many
10th
of December
so far? Do you know?
Yeah, I want to make sure this gets by Christmas.
How many entries do we have?
How many what?
How many entries do we have so far?
How many people have entered? 2 entries.
Nice.
Oh, no, hold on.
I'm one of them. No, just kidding. I think there was at least 40 the last time I checked, but I don't know.
The video's approaching like 1,200 views, and let's see here. We have 58 shares, 20. It's over 25 comments, but the last comment was the best one. So it was their favorite Christmas movie was Jaws: The Revenge, or Jaws 4. So that one, Travis Bach, I guess is how you say his name. That was the best answer so far.
Which people forget because it's set in the Bahamas. It's totally a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Now that's a good answer, but I did see a couple people say Christmas Evil,
Ooh.
which is my personal favorite Christmas horror movie of all time.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of good answers on here, I think, and not just the ones you know, like Silent Night, Deadly Night would be one that people would probably go to. Krampus now. Yeah.
Krampus is probably Krampus is probably my favorite Christmas movie now, like Christmas horror movie.
I wasn't a fan of Krampus.
What's that?
I wasn't a fan of Krampus, I gotta say. I was very disappointed.
Justin McKenna says Gremlins. That's good.
That's a good one.
I thought Krampus was goofy, and it could have been more terrifying.
Yeah, it fell into this weird like middle ground because I feel like they wanted to make something fun like Gremlins, but
right,
it was still like it was written originally as like an adult R-rated movie with like a lot of violence, and then they kind of toned it down, and it's got this weird like it's very mean, but it's still like silly, and it just doesn't work. Like the scene with the kid. This is a spoiler, but the scene with the hook coming down the chimney with the gingerbread man on it. The little kid grabs it. If that was an R-rated movie, that kid would have gotten hooked in the chest and then pulled up because the gingerbread man was obviously like bait. You know, he's fishing for kids.
Yeah.
He would have gotten sucked up the chimney. His parents grab his leg and they're pulling, but it just keeps digging the hook deeper. and blood's pouring down. That's what I would have done.
Yeah.
I think it was Brad Doherty, the guy that did Trick or Treat, that did Krampus, right?
Yeah, Trick or Treat was violent. I mean, I wasn't a big fan of that movie either. I thought that was kind of like lackluster. Visually, it's gorgeous. And same with Krampus, like everything looks beautiful in that movie. It's just like, eh. Also,
Doherty.
It's out of fucking demonic toys. All the toys are like exactly the same as demonic toys.
I was waiting for Dollman to pop up.
Yeah, seriously, like it was pretty damn blatant. Even a little robot, and I'm like, come on.
I think what worked really well for Krampus was, you're right, it was a very mean movie, but it was that kind of holiday movie that we saw that we are not used to. Like, you're used to like seeing a wholesome family just getting together for holidays, and yeah, they have their issues with each other, but then they all start dying off one by one until the inevitable ending. And I love really like melancholy endings. Like Brazil is one of my favorite movies of all time, but mostly because of the ending. And the same thing with Seven.
Terry Gilliam.
But I love disaster endings where you just are not supposed to feel whole. You're supposed to feel like, God damn it, this happened. Okay.
With Krampus, and again, spoiler alert, everyone hasn't seen Krampus, everybody is presumably getting killed. Then at the end, you're like, oh no, they're actually all still alive. And I'm like, the fuck bullshit is this? They're like getting like around like Tremor style, but they're okay. The one kid gets swallowed alive by a fucking jack-o'-lantern or jack-in-the-box snake, and then he's still alive.
No,
and it's like, what is Krampus doing? Most of the movies are little elves with like fucking with a little.
No, you don't remember the ending very well then.
No, the ending, they're in the snow globe, and it's like they're like in hell, and I'm like, that was lame. It should have just been they're all dead, and then Krampus lets his family go, or lets him learn that his entire family's been murdered.
Like you just see Krampus like lumber away.
I love when
Silent Night, Deadly Night, but
I love when Krampus just drinks the tears from the child as like he's like the kid's begging for his family back. That was fun.
I don't know. I just thought the mythology was very muddled, like what they were trying to do. It didn't quite make sense. It's like, oh, so it's like apocalyptic outside almost, but then it's not. And they kept showing the snowmen kept appearing. And it's like, are they supposed to do something? And then they just never did anything with it. Yeah. And most of the movie was a little fucking elves that just were wearing the dumb, like, Venice Carnival masks. It just, there's a lot of shit. It looked like someone took their sketchbook and just made a movie out of it, which is probably exactly what they fucking did.
How many Krampus movies did they make?
I don't know, but this is the better movie.
Oh god, that movie's awful.
I actually liked a lot of that movie. Oh, it was fun.
Yeah, William Shatner in between.
That movie pissed me off.
He plays
dumb shit, but it was surprisingly better than I expected.
Me too.
The Santa versus Krampus story could have been a whole lot better.
No, it could have been. I agree with that.
I was cool with it. It was something a little bit different. I went in. I bought it for $1 or $2 maybe at Family Video.
That's
I went in with like super low expectations. Like I was like, this wasn't bad. I kind of like that movie.
I want to say that was one of my Blu-ray streaming roulettes around Christmas time.
Was?
It's definitely not National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
No, because if you want to see National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, watch the first 20 minutes of Krampus. Because that's where they stole that from. Everything in that movie was from other movies. It pissed me off. I was like, well, that's what Trick or Treat was, and I'm like, I've seen all of this before.
It's because they had David Koechner in it. He always just like changes things.
You know what was a really good Christmas movie? I'm sorry to cut you off, but there was two with the same title. There was one from Tales from the Crypt, All Through the House, directed by Robert Zemeckis, and then there was All Through the House, who was directed by Todd Nunes. I don't know if you guys have seen that one. That was a pretty good Christmas holiday slasher.
Todd Nunes?
Nunes with a lot of dicks being cut off. I think we covered that. There was like a moment where we watched a few movies with the dicks being cut off. There was that and what was another movie that they cut off dicks? Do you guys remember?
Cannibal Holocaust?
Maybe. But
a lot of movies where dicks get cut off, but you gotta be more specific. How about Christmas movies?
But All Through the House was a pretty good modern like Christmas slasher. I mean, then Red Christmas came out. I don't know if you guys have seen Red Christmas with Dee Wallace. It's like this Australian horror slasher. It's on Netflix now. People are like, "Oh, it's really good. It's really bloody." It's total crap, but I didn't really care for it. It's not my cup of tea. I don't really like Christmas horror movies, and I don't know why. I know it's up Mike's league doing Christmas horror movies and such, but for some reason I just never go. Like Scrooged, I really enjoyed Scrooge. That's like the best Christmas movie for me, besides Muppet Christmas Carol and Die Hard. But it like when it comes to like Christmas horror movies, I just really don't get into it because they're all kind of the same. Like Silent Night, Bloody Night, Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Well, I think as the slashers go, I think Silent Night, Deadly Night is pretty much the beginning and end of the genre for me. Christmas Evil I love so much because it's not a slasher movie. It's basically like Taxi Driver with Santa Claus.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's about a guy having a nervous breakdown and he happens to be obsessed with Christmas and it's weirdly heartfelt. Like he's genuinely trying to preserve the innocence of the season and it just goes horribly wrong. And that's why I love that movie. But like Doomsday is not a Christmas slasher movie, and that's what a lot of people think when they first hear about it. But it's like I have no interest in making that kind of movie because you're right. There's a lot of those, and it's like, it gets old. That's why I was excited about Krampus when I saw it was announced. I'm like, oh shit, this is gonna be like a creature movie. And it's gonna be way different. And then
it didn't land well with the general public, and I think a majority of that is because, like you said, you were expecting more from it. It was a big budget. The director had already gained notoriety from doing Trick or Treat, and it was something that you expected to see. And you had big name stars like Toni Collette, Adam Scott, and it was just built up to be like this really funny horror movie. But it really, when it comes to the how funny it was more black humor, like black comedy, like dark humor, and it wasn't supposed to like make you like laugh at like all these jokes coming at you. It was supposed to make you feel like, oh shit, that really happened. Look at these toys eating people and eating chubby children. Like we want to see that. But
it was a siege movie. They ended up with guns, like shooting stuff, and like I'm like, if you're gonna make a siege movie, make it R-rated. Like a PG-13 siege movie sucks.
Wait,
like,
I thought Krampus was R.
No, it was PG-13.
Really?
There's no blood in it. There's like green blood occasionally, but it's just that's what annoyed me. It's like, what is this? The gingerbread scene was pretty much the garden gnome scene out of the Goosebumps movie. It felt like a kid movie that was mixed randomly with scenes out of an adult horror movie. That's what it wanted to be. And Trick or Treat was just, I know I'm going to get so much shit for this, but Trick or Treat was so fucking generic. Like the story with Sam, they did that in Tales from the Dark Side. It was the pilot episode.
Mm-hmm.
And in a way, it was. I can see that, but that was like about the old man. Oh shit!
It's
God
exactly.
Damn it, you're right,
dude. That movie, I waited for 4 years when they announced that movie. I was so fucking excited, and then I finally saw it with my roommate. We bought it, and we both just sat in silence after it was over. And I'm like, so, and then we both just named all the movies it ripped off of, and I'm like, man, that fucking sucked. And then the entire world exploded loving it. I don't get it.
And for those who haven't seen the pilot episode of Tales from the Dark Side, it's about an elderly, old, crotchety man that basically owns a town from IOUs, and he invites all the children of all the parents that owes him money to the house, and if they can get through the house without getting scared, they can get their IOUs settled, basically.
But was that the episode that Savini directed? It was Halloween Candy. It's the crotchety old man that hates Halloween. He won't give out candy, and then he's tormented by a trick-or-treater.
No, that's not the one I'm thinking of.
Okay, that's not the same one.
Yeah,
I'm not talking about the pilot then. It's in the first season. But it's about he's being tormented by a trick-or-treater that may or may not actually be a demon. And it's literally the same fucking episode. It's the same thing as Trick-or-Treat. Except it doesn't have that dumb little pumpkin-headed thing with a candy bar razor blade. That's the only difference.
Weird. Do you have Tales from the Dark Side set, Mike?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that first episode is pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's not the first episode that I'm talking about. It's another one. Sorry.
No, yeah, they're similar though.
Yeah.
I'll have to check it out. I ended up getting Friday the 13th, the TV series, just because I was a huge fan of that when I was a kid.
I don't remember that show at all. I watched it when I was a kid on Sci-Fi Channel, but I don't remember anything about it.
It's a cool show.
You gotta love Roby and One Night in Bangkok. One night in Bangkok and the world's your oyster.
Okay, Murray Head. Yeah, no.
Roby did it first.
The Tales from the Crypt, not Tales from the Crypt. That's also good anthology series. I know that my wife and I have been watching Channel Zero.
Oh my god, I love that show.
Is it that good? Should I is it worth it? Should I continue watching it? I'm 20 minutes in.
Yeah, dude, I love that show. The first season, like I read about it, and I wrote a review of the first season. The first season, Mike would hate probably, but the first season, I guess, is what you're watching. Are you watching it on Shudder?
Yep, they have all 3 seasons on Shudder.
Yeah. Well, the 4th season is just I just got it on my DVR, and Barbara Crampton's in it, so I'm excited about that. But yeah, the first season is pretty fucking weird. It might not be it revolves around this puppet show that only these kids saw back in the 80s.
Candle Cove. I saw the creepypasta of it, but I don't know that I didn't watch that show.
Right, they're all based on a creepypasta. And some of the imagery from the Candle Cove show is so fucking creepy that it stuck with me a little bit. And then the second season is about this house that has different rooms and different things happen in each room, and you got to get. I think it's called the Never-Ending House or something like that. Anyway, I need to watch season 3 and 4, but I love the first 2 seasons.
Is it better than Haunting of Hill House?
I didn't watch that yet.
What's up with the Tooth Kid in the first season?
What?
The Tooth Kid.
Oh yeah, that was weird, but is that I got to be honest, that grosses me out. Teeth gross me out for some reason.
Yeah.
And he's walking around, he's got teeth all over his face, and his whole body's made out of teeth. It's weird.
Yeah,
I didn't get that far, but I'm looking forward to it.
Well, I mean, he was in the promotional art, so.
Yeah. But hey,
Fernando likes it, so.
The episode Halloween Candy in season 2 of Tales from the Dark Side was what I was talking about. A mean old man learns a hard lesson about tricks and treats when he doesn't play nice on Halloween.
So, is that set that they have out? Is that the complete set for?
Yeah, well, I have the individual seasons. I bought them long before they did that, but yeah, that they have it at like Walmart sometimes for like $30.
I've got the full set.
Yeah, I thought about buying that. Now I'm kind of like, even though my internet keeps going out.
It's a fucking great show. It's hit and miss, but it's Romero. I mean, it's got some good stuff. It's a little cheesy, but I mean,
we're talking about Tales from the Dark Side.
Yeah,
yeah, it's $22.97 on Amazon.
Holy shit! I paid $30 a pop for these seasons.
Yeah, if it's $22, you're getting 32 hours of awesomeness.
That's crazy.
4 seasons. That's a great fucking show.
Add to cart. You know, every show I buy something. You guys are dicks.
I still got to get Monsters.
I haven't gone through that. That show's fun. It's very hit and miss, though.
Honestly, other than Unsolved Mysteries beginning theme song, Tales from the Dark Side is the show's theme song that always makes me remember my childhood.
But there's another side.
The
dark side.
Dark side.
Tales of the Crypt for me. I think that's the
Tales of the Crypt. Tales of the Crypt and the fucking Beetlejuice cartoon opening are the ones that do it for me.
Mike, did I send you that video of? I remember I was sending you the videos of all the intros to the Scream Team movies.
Yes.
Did I send you the one with the Tales from the Crypt opening?
No.
Oh. So I was doing it, and then I was like, well, here's the last one, and it was the Tales from the Crypt, like the whole intro for you. Because I watched the first 2 seasons over again. But yeah, I know I watched Tales from the Dark Side when I was a kid, but I don't remember.
Mike, you said that there was a Halloween Candy on season 2?
Yes.
Okay. I haven't gotten that far yet. There it is. Oh yeah.
Marvelous.
They made a movie with Blondie, didn't they?
Yeah, that's a movie.
Man in the solid world of what he believes to be reality. But there is, unseen by most, an underworld. A place
This
I bet you this is a song that Kanye West plays before he goes to bed every night.
and it's not so brightly lit.
So Brian, have you ever seen that?
What?
The Tales from the Dark Side intro?
I saw the movie. I've never seen the TV show.
So the TV show intro, remember how I was talking about doing the Seven Gates of Hell documentary thing? That's basically what I want the intro to look like.
Okay.
Sound like almost exactly.
Yeah, no, I'll have to check it out. I almost bought Tales from the Dark Side for Black Friday. It was like Best Buy for like $10 for the whole season. I was just like, nah, I don't want it.
Oh my god.
You should have bought it, man.
Sorry.
If I would have known that, I would have bought it.
I would have let you guys know, but I was too busy looking for like some other stuff that
some other cooler stuff.
No, it wasn't cool stuff. I had to get stuff for the house. I'm like Black Friday, like everyone's like, oh my god, media, and I'm just like appliances. Ah!
I need a kitchen maker.
Oh, adulting. It's
I really like to get the movie.
Yeah, me too.
The movie's really good.
I don't know that they've done a Blu-ray treatment for that.
I don't think so.
Scream Factory didn't do one?
No, that's kind of surprising.
I don't know if we want Scream Factory to do one anymore, honestly.
Have Blue Underground do it. Mike, your DVDs are $15 on BestBuy.com now. The Tales from the Dark Side.
Oh, really? 15 a piece? 15 a piece?
Yeah.
That's so dumb if the whole series is $20. Like, that's such a scam.
It is.
I'm still waiting for the Tales
from the Crypt series. Doesn't that piss you off? Doesn't that piss you guys off though? Like, just to gripe for a second, like about box sets in general. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna throw out a non-horror one, like Jurassic Park. You know, they threw out the 4 movie box set and charged $30 for it. And then they put out the new movie and added that to a box set.
See, Jurassic Park's a poor example, and let me tell you why. Because when they put out the 4-pack, I knew there was another movie coming. So if you know another movie's coming and you got a 4-pack, don't buy it. That's what I would do. But like,
I was just using that as an example.
No, I know what you're saying. But the Rocky one pisses me off. Because they have all 6 movies in my pack, and then Creed and Creed 2 come out, which essentially are part of the series. You know, no, they are. I mean, Rocky's.
I like to think of them as extended storylines, like Jason Goes to Hell and Jason X.
But Jason Goes to Hell's in the box set. So
yeah, also Creed 2, technically canon with Evil Dead. All post about it.
Which I'm totally down with because
you're wrong. Creed 2 is canon with Cobra. Okay, let's get it together.
Jesus. Angel in the city.
But no, I know what you mean. Like Harry Potter did the same thing. Like Die Hard did the same thing. Predators is going to do the same thing. Because right now they have the Predator collection on Blu-ray at Walmart for like $20.
Which is the 3 movies until the 4th one comes out.
It's the 3 movies, and if they really wanted to do something, they would do the Alien versus Predator anthology with all the Alien movies, all the Predator movies, and all the Alien versus Predator movies.
That would be a crazy box set.
What I hate is when they release a single Blu-ray and then they put out a box set of the whole series like 2 months later, like they did with Phantasm. I knew they were gonna fucking pull that shit, so I waited. But man, a lot of people got burned on that, and that really annoyed me.
That's a legit point because for horror movie collectors, that kind of give you a little taste, but it's like, yep, we're gonna drop them all right then.
Yeah, it's funny that Mike even brings that up. So when I started getting back into collecting Blu-rays and DVDs for horror, I got Phantasm 2 was one of the first Scream Factories I ever bought. Because Phantasm 2 is fucking, no, it's not as crazy as 3, but it's batshit crazy and I love it. I love Reggie. And then I was like, well, I would really like to get the first Phantasm because I haven't seen that in so long. And I looked everywhere, and the DVD was retarded, like $80 bucks. I think was the lowest price I saw it.
Damn.
So yeah, so I waited and waited, and finally they brought out that I got it. I'm sure I'm not the only one who has it. This Blu-ray, which I believe J.J. Abrams actually is the one who did this. But I was like, yeah, awesome. I finally have it. It's great. It looks great. It sounds great. I'm super happy about it. 3 months later, well, first of all, Arrow released a set, which I couldn't get, and then there was this one.
The Well Go USA
one.
That's what I have.
Yeah, it pissed me off. I was like, okay, well, I guess I won't. And then just recently, I was at Best Buy and I saw 3 and 4, which I put up on our website. And I'm like, son of a bitch, you motherfuckers know I like single editions of things. But I didn't buy them. I held off. Plus, the art kind of matched this a little bit better, you know. So, but I didn't buy them. I
wonder those editions they put are just the ones out of the box set.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, they're not any different. Like they're not worth picking up.
But they have different art.
That's my problem. I like the art they put on those. They look cheap.
And then that's when the collector in Ray comes out of him.
I want to get the Phantasm ball. Do they still sell the ornament for that to hang on your tree?
Well, they might have the ornament, but the original Phantasm ball release was UK only. That was really expensive.
Yeah.
I got the puzzle box one too.
It looks better than this, Mike.
Well, that's the original cover. I mean,
I know, but that looks like shit.
Yeah.
I wonder if anybody's done a comparison between Arrow's box set and Well Go USA's box set quality.
I would love to if I could get my hands on the Arrow box set.
When I was looking into them when they first were being put out, everyone said they're pretty much identical transfers. The extras are pretty similar too. I think Well Go might have been the better set because it came with a book. Well, it came with a book instead of the ball, but the Arrow one was way more expensive.
Well, it also has this big ass poster.
Yep.
Which is pretty cool. But yeah, this book.
I think there's more extras on the Well Go one, and that book is awesome.
Yeah, this book is fucking badass.
Is that the one they sold at Walmart for like $40?
I don't know about that because I got this for like $60. I know they had the DVDs at one point.
Yeah, the DVD set that Walmart has is like $10. It's like
it's cheap if you want DVDs.
They're like double-sided DVDs. They're garbage.
This is out of print now too. So
that shit sold out. I bought that. I pre-ordered that stuff in advance, like 3 months in advance. It sold out like a week after it was released, and it tripled in price.
Fun story. I actually bought this and the Scarlet box on the same day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I dropped $130 because the Scarlet box was sitting in my Amazon cart at $110 or $120, and it went down to like $60. I was like, "Fuck."
Did they say why they only did Up to Hell and Earth, and why they didn't do Bloodlines?
No.
I wish they would have done Bloodlines. I feel like I consider the first 4 the series.
Yeah.
They should have put 4.
Well, Bloodlines. Excuse me. At the end of Hell on Earth, of course, the lament configuration ends up in the concrete, and you can see inside the building. Looks like the etching on the box itself. And then I like how they go into, which I don't know how Clive Barker feels about it, but the history of the box in Bloodlines. That's why it's a good movie.
Mm-hmm. There was a lot more of that in the original version before the studio fucked it up.
Yeah, of course. But yeah. I do have, so I've got this, of course, and then I do have it on Blu-ray. It's this, and it looks good. It just doesn't have anything special about it. It did come with the digital copy of it too.
Huh.
Isn't that missing one movie though?
Yeah, it's missing
the one after Hell World.
Who cares? It's Deader, Hell World.
there was Deader, Revelations.
It's Deader, Revelations, and the Judgment.
Yeah.
Missing. But I do have Deader on DVD.
Yeah, I have the whole set on DVD.
Yeah. I ended up not getting Judgment on Blu-ray. I just got it on DVD.
Yeah, you're smart for that.
Yeah, so there they are.
Some of them are watchable.
I think
Yeah.
Inferno's watchable. I like
I
how
love
Superman
Inferno.
1.
Inferno's good if it was an unrelated movie.
Is that the one where the old man comes by
I
in
know-
a wheelchair
I know we've
and
had this-
has a baby laugh?
I know we've had this conversation before because Inferno doesn't really fit in the Hellraiser world, but god damn, it's a good movie.
It wasn't meant to be a Hellraiser movie.
Yeah, none of them were really meant to be. But Inferno's the one with the detective and the old guy comes in on a wheelchair and has a baby laugh.
Craig Schiffer,
From
Nightbreed.
Nightbreed, yeah. He was also in the program as the
The
quarterback.
program, yeah.
That's a great Clive Barker movie, Nightbreed.
I don't like Nightbreed.
I like it. I don't like it as much as this.
Yeah.
I like it enough. Nightbreed was one that I had to really like watch a couple of times to get into.
It's
like,
It's
it's kind of an off-balance movie in a way.
I'm a kind of agreeing with Mike. It was one of those movies like even no matter how many times I watch it, I still like.
No, I prefer if we're going Clive Barker route. I prefer Lord of Illusion over Nightbreed.
Yeah, Lord of Illusions is fucking awesome.
It's really good.
I think the issue with Nightbreed was because they butchered it theatrically. Like it was a completely different.
I just don't like the actors and I don't like the design and the stuff. Like I just thought it reminded me of like a 90s gay like labyrinth, like a Muppets movie or something. That's what it felt like.
A 90s gay labyrinth.
Well, yeah, it was Clive Barker.
Yeah, well, no,
Can
exactly.
we quote you on that?
I'm not saying it's gay like as a derogatory term. I mean, it's very, very like 90s, like.
Well, I mean, you're not saying anything bad because Clive Barker is gay, so I mean, it's not.
No, but I mean, like, it's so much of that, like the main character with the leather jacket and just the style of it and stuff. I just couldn't get into it.
Well, it's no Monster Squad.
Monsters. I think the monsters look really dumb too.
Some of them were not bad, but most of like Moonface.
It reminded me of, you know what it reminded me of when I was a kid? Is I used to get that mixed up with Basket Case 2.
Really? Oh, I could see that.
They look the fucking same. They look ridiculous. It's like
because
a
of Moonface.
I used to get it confused with the McDonald's guy who played piano.
Back tonight.
Speaking about movies getting confused, last night my wife and I watched Mystery Science Theater 3000 do Mac and Me, and it was it's probably the funniest.
Mac and Me, really?
Yeah, they did.
Is it on the season 2 of Netflix?
They did a Mac and Me riff tracks for Mystery Science Theater 3000. Yeah, and it was absolutely fucking hilarious. It's as good as riff tracks Birdemic Live. It's that good. Actually, no, wait. No, riff tracks Samurai Cop Live was better than Birdemic, but it's up there. Mac and Me is fucking hilarious.
I love Mac and Me as a standalone movie, so that'd be awesome.
The commentary on that one was just so funny, and I know it's not the original cast, but it's so good. It's so funny. You guys get to check it out. It's on Netflix. It's on season 2, episode 1. And then they did Atlantic Room.
Strange fucking movie. I saw it when I was a kid. Aliens in the beginning are really upsetting.
It's like they made E.T. only they made him 6 foot tall.
Well, no, it's like they made E.T. sponsored by McDonald's.
Oh my god, that McDonald's breakdance scene, Jesus Christ! And then like they rip off E.T. the entire movie.
Obviously, there's Lex Quinn in a towel. Hey guys, check out Lex Quinn's new ink.
Oh, 1 second.
She just got her tattoo. It's not done yet, but it is in the process of being colored.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that Mac and Me episode was really funny. Oh, look at that.
Mike, did you ever make it through the documentary Leviathan?
Yeah, I have the separate 2-disc version of it.
Whoa. Very cool.
Okay.
It hurts. It hurts though.
I watched the documentary for Fright Night the other day.
Oh, is that out on DVD?
No, it's on Shudder. It is on Blu-ray, but it's like $40. But it's on Shudder, so I sat down and I watched that. It's longer than the movie, and it didn't need to be longer than the movie, I don't think. Just like, It could have been like a 30 to 45-minute documentary.
So it was just basically a special feature on the day, like it should have been.
No, it was 2 hours long, and they told a lot of stuff.
That's what it is.
But they kept recycling like the same stuff.
They did that Leviathan a lot. Leviathan got very repetitive.
That's why I couldn't make it through Leviathan. And some of the guys, it's like the one person I wanted to hear from wasn't even on there. So it's like, what's the point? You know, it's like he's not dead.
Who?
Who?
Yeah.
Clive Barker.
Oh yeah. Well, he's apparently doing a convention appearance somewhere. I saw.
Yeah, he was in Chicago 2 weeks ago, and then he's going to be in Cincinnati in January.
Yeah, I haven't seen him. Every time I was going to meet him, he canceled.
Yeah, he was in Chicago. I saw the pictures and everything, and he's doing it for Days of the Dead.
How does he look?
I was going to say, I know he's been having some health issues.
He looked okay. I mean, no worse, I guess. So, he looks terrible, and he can't hold his head straight or whatever.
Man, I would love to meet him. He's like huge.
I would too. I'm hoping that he ends up in Indianapolis this summer, next summer, whenever I go, because I'll go to Horror Hound and the other one, Days of the Dead. Regardless of how I feel about them, I'll probably still go. So good, but like I saw some of the Christina Ricci. Some of these, I'm going to the cons for the experience, but I also like getting autographs and stuff. And like the one in Chicago this time, which is close to me, it's 5 hours. I was like, well, Clive Barker's going to go. They had Barbie, the female Cenobite.
Barbie Wild.
Yeah, she was there, and somebody else, and then I also had Coolio. So it's like,
wait, Coolio, like fantastic
rapper.
Coolio.
Yep, they had him, and I'm like,
1, 2, 3, 4. Get your body on the floor.
Him and one other rapper there. I can't remember who the other one was.
Wait, no, these rappers or wrestlers?
Rappers and wrestlers, actually. So I skipped that. I'm like, I'd love to see Clive Barker, but I'm not driving 5 hours and paying X amount of money to see Clive Barker and then leave, because that's literally what I would probably do.
Diamond Dallas Page was at Horror Hound. Like, is there like some kind of weird connection between wrestling fans and horror movie
fans? It's just
fans?
a way to attract more people.
The wrestling is becoming a huge thing at conventions. I don't know why.
Why don't they just have wrestling conventions?
They should.
I'm tired of going to these conventions and hearing about WrestleMania 22 or whatever.
Well, dude, what's weird is there's like that weird little burst of like indie horror movies about wrestlers. Did you see that? There's like a whole bunch of like wrestling, like Wrestle Massacre and a bunch of.
You know what's funny about
anthology books like that too.
That's happening in the comic book world too. I'm seeing these Kickstarters for wrestling comics pop up, and it's like, who would read a wrestling comic? What the fuck?
Yeah, no, it's
coming back.
It's dumb. It's really dumb. And I mean, I get that, there are fans of wrestlers that that go to conventions, like horror conventions. They're like, oh my god, look who it is. It's like for example, NJ HorrorCon just announced that Jake the Snake will be attending as one of the guests.
I love Jake the Snake as a kid.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, yeah, I mean, like old school wrestling.
Jimmy Snuka.
Is it's like, oh my god, we got to go see them. And then Monster Mania just announced that Christina Ricci is going to be there, and so with Veruza Bulk. But I mean, like, and then you get like, those actors have been in horror movies, but like when you see like wrestlers like show up, you're just like, unless you loved them as a kid, or like how Mike Lombardo was like really happy about Jake the Snake. If you get like a wrestler that people just don't care about that much just to go to convention and make money, it's kind of like it's a shit on the horror fans and horror community. Unless
that's how I feel. That's exactly how I feel, Brian.
Yeah.
Although technically Diamond Dallas Page was in the Devil's Rejects, so
that's true.
That's fine. That's fine, especially if you have other actors from the movie going to be there and they have like a Q&A. Treat them like they're part of the cast. Treat them like they're part of the genre, because they are. But don't bring in a wrestler who has absolutely had nothing to do with anything besides wrestling.
Yes, he was at Days of the Dead this summer, and he was walking around with his face paint, and someone was like, "Is that the Crow?" I'm like, I about died when
And when a person gets tapped out, a crow takes their soul.
right.
The ref made a bad call. They can come back.
The funniest looking crow in the entire series was
Well, his
Edward
makeup
Furlong.
did coincide when the movies were popular, so he changed his makeup to that style right when the movies were popular. So,
And grew his hair out.
The most hilarious looking crow was Edward Furlong. He just looked like a chubby crow.
Crow in.
Huh?
What was he in?
He was in a Crow movie with Tara
Crow
Reid.
3 or
and
Crow 4?
He was in a
Oh,
movie with
Wicked
Tara
Prayer.
Reid and Dennis Hopper called Wicked Prayer.
yeah, it's no good.
Yeah. Well, City of Angels really wasn't that great either.
I like that one.
You ever played a video game for PlayStation?
I didn't know there was a video game.
There's a Crow City of Angel video game, and it's absolutely terrible and unplayable. It was like
third-person action game or something, or
it was third-person action game. It was a side-scrolling beat 'em up, and it was like when PlayStation first released a whole bunch of early video games. You know how like when video game systems come out and they just release a bunch of like titles like as quick as they can.
Yeah.
That was one of them, and it wasn't very good. The hit button, like none of the hits connected with the NPCs, and it was just like a really miserable time. And but it had more action than the Crow City of Angels, so that was pretty exciting.
I don't know. I like that one for some reason.
Do they continue the girl, right? The girl from the first movie,
Yeah.
and then she dies. And all that
there
fun stuff.
seen people in like weird tubes that are lit up like cloning tubes or some shit in part.
Yeah, Iggy Pop was one of the bad guys.
I just have this weird remembrance of that. It's like a motorcycle being rammed through a window, and like cloning like tubes with people like stretching around them or some shit.
It was almost like it was The Crow meets Escape from L.A. or Escape from New York. Either one of them, really.
There really wasn't much action in it.
You guys talking about City of Angels?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the first one had built a really high bar for what the Crow movie should be, and then you just had all these lackluster sequels, and you have this reboot that is always going to be shelved. Like no one's ever going to make this reboot. Everyone keeps backing out of it. I think like Jason Momoa was attached at one point.
Yeah, he was.
Which would be dumb. Because he's too burly. Like he's too burly, man, to be the Crow. Crow's supposed to be like this, like
he's a regular dude.
Yeah,
basically.
And Brandon Lee killed it in that fucking role. It's a shame that he died right after that movie. What's that?
I said, and it killed him.
Yeah, it did kill him. But that was like the movie that was going to make his career, his larger than life. Even though him dying during that movie made it pretty larger than life. It's just a shame though. Then the whole the deleted scenes. What we need is we need a Crow. I think I covered this before on the Horror Syndicate in one of my early reviews. We need the Crow director's cut. We don't need a Crow remake or a reboot. We need a Crow director's cut
now.
Michael.
Yeah, and it's what happened was it had a bunch of different scenes that were cut out. It was a lot more gorier. Like the fight scene in the corporate office was a lot more gorier and there was more action to it. And then there was the scene with the I forget his name. I don't really follow the comic books, but there's a scarecrow that is like the keeper of lost souls or something like that. And they filled in scenes with a stunt actor because Brandon Lee was already dead. And they did those scenes, and apparently the scarecrow is from the comic books, and they just really need to release a remastered, restored director's cut of the Crow. I think they'll do phenomenally well.
That would be great if they could. Yeah, this is one of your first articles.
Yeah. I think Manhunt was my very first article, the video game Manhunt for PlayStation 2. Mm-hmm. That deserves to be a movie.
That movie would be fucking amazing. I made a Manhunt movie. That's one of my first short films ever.
I'll be the lead star, Mike. Come on, let's make it.
Cash?
Yeah, I'll be Cash. James Earl Cash. We'll get Brian Cox to reprise his role.
Can I be in it, play James Earl Jones?
We get James Earl Jones to play James Earl Cash, and he'd be Mufasa.
No, I want to play James Earl Jones.
Oh, okay, there you go.
The first article is horror millennials.
That's right. Move out of the way, people. Here we are.
Your third article, your second article is Manhunt. Your third is I hope it's not Chris's blood.
That's right. I know there's a Resident Evil Part 2 that I gotta finish. The Rise and Fall of Resident Evil.
Yeah, I'm looking at all your posts.
Oh, that's wonderful. Hey, man, I was an eager writer trying to make my way into this world. Still trying to make my way. But yeah, Manhunt was a great game. The Resident Evil. You guys hear about how they're gonna how someone's penning the script for a Resident Evil movie that's based off of Resident Evil 7?
Yeah, I heard that. That doesn't do much for me. We haven't had a viewer in 20. Really?
All right. Well, if you guys want to end it.
I just read Mike's text out loud.
Hey, it's a shame. All right, my name's Bryan and Mike.
Mike wants to get off because he wants to get off.
Yeah, my name's Bryan and Mike. You can follow me on Facebook at Instagram at the Hard Jew.
Before the show, while I was waiting for Domino's to come.
Up next, we have Jared Letourneau. Jared, where can we find you?
You guys can follow me on Facebook at Jared Letourneau or on the Twitterverse at @zombie_survivor. Good night.
All right. Thank you very much, Jared. Mike, where can we find you?
You can find me at www.realsplatter.com and facebook.com/realsplatter.
All right. Thank you very much, Mike. And Ray Merrick, where can we find you?
Instagram, Razor33. Don't forget to go to screamteamreleasing.com if anybody sees the end of this show and pick up a couple movies. The proceeds will go to help out Billy Pond's cancer bills. There we go. So.
All right. Thank you very much for tuning in, everyone. Everyone stay safe and have a great night. Thank you.
Ciao.